Doesn't even need a last name. Please welcome to the stage right now, Chad!
Hey y'all. I bet y'all was expecting some white demon twink, huh? Surprise! No, I'm in therapy. How many of y'all are in therapy? Woo! Yeah, shout out to therapy. I was lucky enough to find a black gay therapist. Talk about a fucking unicorn. Me and my therapist, we often talk about how I consider myself and like my black gay experience and like what that's like. So in one particular session, not anything like special, I had told him that, I'm feeling a little lonely. And he was like, oh, what can you do to like help the loneliness? And I said, And I told him, I said, I've been scouring Google, the smuttiest parts of Google, looking up sex parties for black gay men, as I lay in the bed hungover. No, I was like, deep down I'm a man, but I'm a girl. And I just want to be swept off my feet. Like, is that too much to ask? I was dead ass on Reddit, like reading reviews, like, oh, this sounds interesting. Checking out the price, like thinking about dusting off my harness and my leather panties that sit down the ass. Why not? So I was telling my therapist, I'm trying to get over this situation, and it was my favorite situation. I even told this man, I said, you know what? I think we might kind of be together forever. He told me I should go to therapy. And he was not wrong. So I downloaded Grindr. And as I'm like in Heartbreak Hotel, I'm like scrolling through Grindr, like looking, trying to peep the scene. And I finally found like a gentleman suitor for the moment, just a little tickle and giggle. And he's white. It's Grindr. And contrary to my name, I typically do not go for white. Like, it's just not my preference, not my thing. But I say, I could be down for the swirl. Like, it's fine. Like, just this one time. Because, like, have y'all met white people? Right. So we exchanged a few text messages, and he's like, oh, would you be down for a threesome? I said, sure, why not? And he's like, oh, cool. He was like, I want to have a threesome with my partner. He's some kind of brown. And I'm like, oh shit, it's like Disney Small World after all, but like smut. And so I was like, shit, fuck it, why not? I can do it. So like, I was like, wow, this is gonna be like an alphabet gangbang. Like, he asked me to top. He wanted to top me while I topped his husband. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine, I guess. Like, and just for reference, I'm a bottom, a real pussy popper. And yeah. And bottoming is not for the faint of heart. No. Have you ever put something in your ass? Yeah. So, we get over there and I get into the things and I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be cool. And mind y'all, this is my first threesome, so I'm excited. A little bit, not really. It's a white man. So I'm excited. I said, oh, this is gonna be a good time. I get there and my pussy broke. He cannot get it in, and I'm like, oh my God, this is stressful, but that's how hookups go. Like, it's just the lay of the land. So the white man had this like cool idea to like add a toy to the festivities to like, open me up. So, I lay back. I closed my eyes and I let him tickle my little coin purse. Needless to say, it worked. It worked. But yeah, so we finally get into the action and it's like a good time. I had fun. It was my first time topping. And if I do say so myself, I think I did a pretty good job. I was in there cosplaying the best top I could. I'm slapping this man's husband on the ass, doing my big one. And I had to calm myself down. I said, "Oh my God, girl, calm down." But yeah, no, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. So we wrapped it up, metaphorically. But we ended what I was intended to be doing there. And the white guy followed me to the bathroom. I said, "Oh, okay, cool." And he says, "Oh, are we gonna get our toy back?" I said, "Toy? You think I'm some type of thief?" "It's because I'm black." And I was like, "Oh, I got toys at home. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that." So I grab my things, I go home, I stop and get a little gay coffee. I call my friend up and I said, "Bitch." I went over there and put it down. And I mean, to me, I did, honestly. And I'm still on the phone, just bumping my gums on the way home, and I'm just like, "Ooh, girl, my stomach hurt." Mm-hmm. I said, "Ooh, I think I'm pregnant." So, I take my little cute ass to the bathroom. I said, "Let me see what's going on." I said, "Let me make sure I'm not holding no kids in my aquarium." So I go to the bathroom, I sit down and, do a little push. Child, why a double-sided dildo about as big as my forearm fall out my ass? I mean, honestly, after the initial shock wore off, I was impressed. I said, "Damn, let's go find this girl at home." But yeah, so honestly, after that, after the shock, I literally screamed. I was like, "Oh my God, this thing fell out of my ass. Do I give it back? What am I supposed to do?" I kept it as a constellation prize. It also kind of doubles as a bookend at this point. But then also my therapist, once I got to the end of the story, and now I have a fucking infinity stone that was in me and not on me. My therapist asked me, "How does that make you feel?" Mm-hmm. I said, "Hollow." Moral of the story is, if a man tells you to go to therapy, maybe you should go. At this point, I fucking love my therapist down. I don't know if that's even ethical to say. But I will say at this point, we are bonded for life. And with that, that is my time.